All right, today's karate class, we're going to start off with a warm up, get you moving. We're going to work on some punching skills. We're going to work on your front kick, round kick, hook kick. We're going to work on your horse stance. After that, we're going to go over your one step hands techniques, work on a jumping kick. We'll review the form that we did last week. I'll teach you the new part later this week. And then we're going to have a challenge. Our challenge today is called a wall sit. All right, as usual, we're going to start off with 25 jumping jacks. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Good. Now lay down your stomachs. Now we're going to do 10 push-ups. Put your hands right by your side. Put your feet down. Pull your toes back. Get ready. Push up. Say 1, back down. 2, and down. 3, down. 4, down. 5, down. 6, down. 7, down. 8, down. 9, down. Last one, 10. Hold it there and down. Great. Now stand up. Good. Now step out into a ready position. Put your right leg back in a fighting stance. You're going to start with your front hand. We're going to jab, then we're going to cross. You're going to say Tia, Tua. Ready? 1, Tia, Tua. 2, 3, Tia, Tua. Keep your hands up. 4, 5, Tia, Tua. 6, 7, Tia, Tua. 8, 9, 10, Tia, Tua. Good. Switch your feet. Now you start with the other hand. Tia. Your back hand is going to say Tua and come back. Stay with me. Ready? 1, Tia, Tua. 2, 3, 4, Tia, Tua. Keep your hands up. 5, Tia, Tua. 6, Tia, Tua. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Come back to attention. All right, now we're going to work on our front kick. All right, first step out into your ready position, chumbi. Good. Put your right leg back behind you, fighting stance. Remember to keep the whole time, whether you're getting ready, you're between kicks, in the middle of your kick, make sure you keep your hands up by your head, elbows in, good guard position. So front kick is up chicky. Say up chicky, up chicky. Good. One more time. Say up chicky. Good. Up chicky is front kick. We're going to take our back leg or right leg. You're going to bend your knee, kick straight in front of you, and when you're done, put it in front. There's 4 parts to every kick. There's the chamber, the extension or the kick, retraction or bend it back, and then the fourth part is set down. So to do a really good front kick, we're going to do this together. Let's do the chamber or bend your knee, kick, retract it, and then set it down. And for now, we're going to set in front. So this time, bend your knee, Tia, and set down. Let's try to get one more in. Ready? Tia. Good. If you have enough room, we could do more, but right now I want you to step backward. We're going to do 4 more. Ready position? Right leg back fighting stance. We're going to go a little faster. Kick 1, Tia. Don't take big steps. Take small steps for now. Tua. Good. Tia. Remember, keep your feet straight up. Don't let it turn over to the side. Asa. Good. And so remember, with the front kick, the last thing you have to remember is that when we do the kick, we don't hit with anything. We hit with the bottom part of our foot under the toes, called the ball of the foot. So when you're trying to do those kicks, especially if you're going to start practicing hitting a target or something like that, we want to make sure that your toes pull back and that you hit under your toes so it doesn't hurt your toes. Good. Now we're going to work on the roundhouse kick. The roundhouse kick is called Tolio Cheki. Say Tolio Cheki. Tolio Cheki. Yep, one more time. Tolio Cheki. Good. Tolio Cheki is a round kick. Some people call it a roundhouse kick. It's not 2 separate kicks. It's the same exact kick, a round kick or a roundhouse kick. So start off, step out in your ready position. Get your feet ready. Hands by your side. Put your right leg back, fighting stance. So your foot is back, your knees are bent, your hands are up in the guard position. Now to do a roundhouse kick or a round kick, I'm going to bring my knee around. I'm going to point my toes, and I'm going to bring the other part of my leg straight across. Do a kick. I always say this is like slapping somebody in the face, but with your foot. And right now we're just doing the air anyway. But take your back leg. You're going to bring your knee around. You're going to kick straight across and set down. Good. So let's work on the parts of it. Stay right there. Now we're going to use the other leg. What I want you to do is I want you to chamber. Once you get your knee chambered and you bring your leg across, that's when we extend our kick out. Don't try to kick right away. We want to chamber and get our kick up, or foot up, or leg up. And then we kick, rechamber, and then set down. All right, so that'll be number 2. Now let's do the third one really fast. Kick Tia. Good. Make sure you're bending your knee and make sure that you're extending out really fast. So you're bending your knee. Last one, Asa. Good. Now let's go back. Again, you might have enough room, but I would just want to start over, make sure everybody does. So do a ready position. Right leg back fighting stance. Go a little faster. Kick number 1. Ready? Tia. The other foot, Tua. Other foot, Tia. And last one, Tua. Good. And with the roundhouse kick, we want to make sure that we're hitting with the top part of our foot. It's called the instep. Some people call it the flat part of the foot. The flat part of your foot, sometimes people misunderstand, and it's down closer to the toes. It's actually the part of your foot that's directly below your ankle. So wherever your ankle is, there's a series of bones. There's a section of bones right there. That's where we want to hit with the roundhouse kick. You can even hit with your shin if you hit a big or heavy target. All right, but right now, bring your leg across, point your toes. And there are some instances when we hit something really hard, like if I was breaking a board or bricks, I would pull my toes back and hit with the ball of foot, but I don't want you to do that for right now. Now we're going to work on the hook kick. All right, the hook kick is called Hariocheki. Hariocheki. One more time, say Hariocheki. Good. So the hook kick, the Hariocheki, is kind of almost the reverse of a roundhouse kick. Instead of kicking out to strike, you actually stick your foot up and then pull it back. All right. So let me show you. Let's start off with the ready position. Put your feet apart. Do your chumbi. Good. Put your right leg back in a fighting stance. Good. Now the back leg, what we're going to do is we're going to put it out straight, right toward me. All right. So your right leg is going to go toward me, but actually just a tiny little bit off to the side. All right. So if it's your right leg, you're going to go a little tiny bit this way. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick your foot up, and then you're going to bend it and hook it back across. You want to imagine that you're putting your foot up and you're actually snaking your foot around and hitting the side of a person, maybe the back of their head, maybe dragging, holding onto their arm and dragging it down. But let's start the other leg. You're going to put your foot out straight, this time a little bit this way, and then we hook straight across, and then we set down. One thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to bring your foot up so high that when you bring it across, it actually comes downward, right? We don't want that. It's got to go straight across. So you put your hands up, you chamber your foot across, hook straight across. 1, good. And we got one more practice. Get ready. Pick your foot up, hook across. 2, good. So that's called a hook kick. And like I said, it's really good for dragging onto people's arms and pulling their arms down so it's not in guard position. They're no longer protecting themselves. We can follow up with other kicks. We might do one of those combinations in these drills later. All right, so let's start from ready position. Right leg back. We're going to go 4 more, just a little faster. Pick your foot up. Hook kick number 1. Ready? Go. Tia. Now the other foot. Tua. Good. Remember, take small steps. Tia. Good. And last one. Tua. Good. Straight across. And when we hit with the hook kick, you can hit with the flat part on the bottom of your foot, or you can hit with your heel. It depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to hit really hard, breaking a board or a brick, I would definitely hit with the back of the heel. If you're trying to drag, you would kind of hit with your heel, but then extend your toes more. So the softer part was arched outward, and use that to kind of hook and pull so the person can get their head out of the way. So it depends on what you're using it for, but typically we hit with the back of the heel or the flat part on the bottom of the foot. Now we're going to work on horse stances. A horse stance in Korean is called kima jase. Kima jase means horse stance. Jase is horse stance, and kima means horse. So kima jase, a horse stance, is very strong to the side. Each of the stances, each of the way we stand is good for something or other. A front stance is very strong to the front. A fighting stance is good for being offensive, switching between offense and defense. So it's good for fighting. And a horse stance is really good for techniques that you need to the side, or power or pressure to the side. So if you're ever trying to be strong to the side, a horse stance is the way to go. All right. So what I want you to do is let's work on this. So start off with the ready position. The horse stance is your feet should be about double shoulder width apart. Double shoulder width means that the width of my shoulders is a certain distance, right? And you want to go about 2 times the amount of where you were a second ago. All right. So now both your feet should be out, right? Make sure that they're straight. As with our front stance, it's important that your toes face the same direction. Your feet are all going the same way, and they're not twisted or tilted outward at an angle at all. We don't want them angled. We want them as straightforward as possible. All right, now from here, we're going to chamber our hands, and I want you to just bend your knees like you're sitting on something. When we sit down, we want to make sure that you don't let your head and shoulders go forward, or your bottom of your rear end to go backward, right? We want to go like this, and we want to go straight down. So go ahead, stand back up. Put your feet a little tiny bit apart if you felt like you had to lean forward. Now bend. Good. So back up. If you need to put your feet out a little tiny bit further, go ahead. But only if you feel like you couldn't go down without leaning forward, right? If your knees start to tip inward, this is not a good horse stance. You're putting your legs too far apart. So then if that's the case, I want you to start bringing them in just a tiny, tiny bit at a time. All right, so now bend your knees. Ready, sit down. Back up. Ready, down. And back up. One more time, down. Stay right there for a second. And back up. All right, now you might have felt it a little bit in your knees. You probably felt it on the inside of your leg muscles here and separately on the outside of your leg muscles here or up through the top. That's really great. All right, a good horse stance, like I said, is strong to the side because once I'm here, I can push one way. So, right, bend your knees, put your feet straight, bend your knees. All right, now I want you to just push one way and now go back to normal and push the other way and come back to normal. I should be able to kind of hit kind of hard if somebody tried to run into me. If I'm in a horse stance, I can push, right? If I had my foot like this in a front stance and they ran to the side of me, I'm going to tip over, right? So from here, bend your knees, ready, push, come back, and then push, and come back to the middle. Now stand up, all right? So when we're in the horse stance, we go straight down. We want to have strength to the side. We don't have very much strength front to back. If somebody were to come up and push me, right, from the back, I might lean forward. If they push my chest, I might fall backward pretty easily, right? It's not strong from the front and back, right? But if we need to be strong to the side, we can. So bend your knees, back up, and bend them farther, and back up. Now we're going to stay down for 10 seconds. Ready? Stay down there really low, right? See how close you can get your belt to the floor while keeping your head up. Look at me. Look at me. Bend your knees. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Stand up. Good. Bring your legs in. And that was a horse stance. Remember, that's called Kima Jase. Now we're going to do number 26, one-step sparring hand techniques. All right, let's start from ready position. All right, now the person punches at your face, all right, with their right hand. You're going to step out to the side, to the left, use your right hand, and do an inside-outside knife-handed block. Once I've blocked them and blocked their wrist, you're going to grab onto the wrist in an outside motion. I call this drawing a U. All right, when you actually do this, don't do it with your finger, but for right now, take your finger, put it up, and I want you to draw a U. Go down, go under this way, and go up in the air. All right, once we do that, you're going to slide your feet together, slide towards me. The person's arm now should be twisted upside down right here. I'm going to grab on, pull it down, use the same arm to elbow strike the person. I can hold on to them while I elbow them, or you can let go and elbow them. Either way, it's going to work. Respect right position. So when you draw that U shape, they go from a punching motion, right? And then when you draw the U shape, their wrist comes upside down this way. You put it on your shoulder and pull it tight. Once you pull it tight, that's when you can elbow them. So we're going to do that together. Step out to the side, to the right or left, block with the right, grab, draw the U shape this way, feet together, feet apart, break their arm, elbow strike them. Good, back to ready position. Let's do 3 times with me, each time going a little faster than the one before. Step out, block, grab, make a U, feet together, break, elbow. Good, back to ready position. Step to the left, try number 2, go. Under, step, pull, elbow. Good, and last, full speed, go. Back to ready position. Good. That was number 26, one-step sparring, hand techniques. Now we're going to do number 27, one-step sparring, hand techniques. All right, let's start from ready position. On number 27, you're going to step back with the right side, blocking with the left. Once you block, you're going to grab onto the person's wrist. At the same time as that happens, your hand's going to come around and do a ridge hand. The ridge hand is with the fingers straight, tight together. Pull your thumb back out of the way. So we blocked and grabbed, and you're going to ridge hand. Then immediately grab the person's shoulder. Use your right leg to knee strike and land in front. All right, so back to ready position. One more time with me. Step back, block, grab. Use your right hand to ridge hand. Grab the shoulder. Right leg knee strike. Good, back to ready position. Now we're going to do 3 times with me, each time getting a little faster than the next. Step back, block, Grab ridge hand, grab knee. Back to ready position. Try number 2. Go. Block, bridge hand, knee strike. Good. And the last one, ready, go. Back to ready position. Good. Come to attention. And that's number 27, one-step sparring, hand technique. Good. Now we're going to work on some jumping front kicks. Jumping front kicks are called Idan Apcheki. Apcheki is front kick, and the Idan means jumping. So Idan Apcheki means jumping front kick. Idan actually means two parts or 2 parts. So there's 2 parts of the jumping front kick. If anybody's seen the Karate Kid, they know about putting your hands up, picking your foot up, and jumping and kicking. All right, we do the same thing, but with our hands out like this. It's much more safe to keep and has more balance and strength to put your hands up. But what I want you to do is start from your ready position. All right, pick one of your legs to pick up. Whichever leg you're really good at balancing on, pick that foot up. So we're going to pick our foot up just like this. All right, once we're standing on one leg, all right, your hands are up for extra balance and pressure. Right? And then what's going to happen is the leg that's up, I want you to practice lifting up in the air, up and down. Just go up and down a couple times. Now I want you, as you lift your knee up, to kind of do what we call a calf raise and push yourself up in the air. So your knee and your toes come up. Good. One more. Good. Now you're going to do the same exact thing, but when it lifts up, you're actually going to jump and land on the same foot. Just like that. Do it again. One more time. Good. Now, all you have to do is while you're up in the air, like that, while you're already in the air, you're just going to kick, front kick, with the other foot. It's pretty simple, but the thing that most people have a problem with is they go up in the air, and then they come down, and then they try to kick. All right? I want, while you're up in the air, to just kick. So put your hands up, jump 1, 2, and kick 3. Just like that. That's a jump front kick. One more time, pick your foot up, jump 1, kick. Good. Now pick your foot up. I'm just going to say go. You're going to kick. Ready, set, go. Just like that. Now let's switch. Let's do the other side. Pick your leg up. All right. Now, what I want you to do, I'm going to do it on the same side as you again. All right. I'm going to go the same side as you. What I want you to do is I want you to push up, 2, and now kick. Good. One more time. Pick it up. Jump 1, 2, and kick. Good. And last time, I'm going to say go. Just pick your foot up and just jump kick. Ready, set, go. Looking good. That's called a jumping front kick. It's called Idan Apcheki, not to be confused with a Dea Apcheki, which is a different type of jumping front kick, and we're going to do that a different time. All right, today we're going to be working on Basai. Basai is the form that's traditionally associated with the red belt, but with our rotating curriculum, we teach it at a different time. But it's 52 moves long. So we have to remember that I'm going to be splitting this up into at least 5 parts, maybe more. I want to make sure that you know each part and you go over it and you have it down really well before we move on to next parts because it's so long. Most of the other forms that you've done are literally half this long. I think it's the longest form up to third degree black belt, or before third degree black belt. So we want to make sure that we work really hard on each piece of it, make sure we have each piece down so that we can then build off of it and add to it next week. So today I want you to focus on the same 2 parts that we already worked on this week. I'm going to go over it in 3 different ways today. All right. The first way, I'm going to go kind of slow. I'm going to make sure I explain each move again. Second time I'm going to go through, I'm going to make sure that I do it. I'll tell you what move is what as we do it. And the third time we get through, I'll just do it by the number, right? We'll just do one move at a time, but I won't tell you what it is. And hopefully it'll be at that point. Make sure that when you go back and are practicing it, if you need a lot of explanation, if you need a lot more help, look at the video for part 1 on Monday this week, Monday's video this week, and look for part 2 during Tuesday's video this week. I made sure that both of those days we got through the 2 parts of the form that I wanted to for the week. Next week we'll add on, do parts 3, 4, maybe 5, and go from there. So let's all face the same way. So put your feet together, hands by your side. We're going to face this way so you can follow along a little bit better instead of looking at me. I don't have to reverse it on you or confuse you with that. So put your feet together, hands by your side. The very first move, we're going to lift up or chumbi. All right, it's basai chumbi. So if I say basai, you're supposed to repeat basai. When I say basai chumbi, what you do is you don't say basai chumbi. You just lift up your left foot. Your hands start low. You bring your hands up, get your hands in, and put your foot down at the same time. Good. From there, I want you to lift your left heel, and you're going to rotate your feet sideways. You're going to count to about 6 before you start to lean. You lean on 6 and 7, and then you jump on 8. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, usually in your head, 5, 6, 7, 8. On 8, jump with your right foot. Make sure it's sideways. Slide your left foot back. Rotate your hands up and do an inside-outside block supported by your left hand. The next move, step behind you back the way we started from, and you're going to do an inside-outside block with the left hand. Make an X, do an inside-outside block with the right hand. Chamber your left hand like you're going to do an outside-inside block that direction, but then rotate your whole body backward one more time so you're facing the way we started. Facing, all right? Outside-inside block with the left, inside-outside block, making sure in a front stance with the right. There's 3 moves in a row with your right hand. We just did 1. The next move, you're going to lift your right leg up in the air, chamber it, do a low block without touching it. Low block straight to the side, that direction. All right, and then you're going to turn your whole body, step with your right leg, use your right hand, and do an outside inside block. All right, from here, you're going to stay in your front stance, make an X, and do an inside outside block with the left hand. I think that's where we ended in part 1. So part 2, I'm going to make a horse stance, right? So my hand that was in a block chambers right to my chest as I turn into a horse stance. The top hand, my left hand, is going to spear while I'm in a horse stance. I stay in a horse stance and I punch right where that hand was. I'm then going to turn my whole entire body into a front stance so I can make an X and block with my right hand in a front stance. I then go back to a horse stance, do a punch, turn into a front stance, inside outside block. From here, I'm going to slide my left foot in, my heel comes up, my right leg steps forward into a fighting stance, and I do a center chop 1. I'm going to step forward, center chop 2, step forward, center chop 3. Okay, so this is all facing the same way we were before. Immediately step back, knife hand block here. My right hand is going to go low, up high. I use my right leg to side kick, land in a fighting stance, and I look behind me, and I do a center chop. If I'm not mistaken, that's where we finished for part number 2. That's usually where I stop for that part. Okay, so now we're going to go through it just a little bit faster. I'll still tell you what the moves are. If you're not ready for that, go back and watch the first part again, follow along a little bit more. If you're ready for version number 2, a little bit faster, let's go here. All right, so basai, you say basai. Basai chumbi, don't say basai chumbi. Hands low, foot up, bring it in to your chest, feet together, down. All right, so now we're gonna go. Ready, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jump, block. Step inside, outside block. Inside, outside block. Touch your ear. Turn. Outside, inside block. Inside, outside block. Pick your foot up. Low block. Turn, step. Outside, inside block. Inside, outside block. Chamber in a horse stance. Spear. Punch. Shift block. Shift punch. Shift block. Half step. Step. Knife hand. Knife hand. Knife hand. Knife hand. Down and up. Side kick. Knife hand. And that was version number 2. That was a little bit faster. All right, still telling you the moves. And now we're going to move on to the third one. If you're not ready to move on without my help, all right, don't move on to part number 3. All right, go back to part number 2, and we'll start over. So do a chumbi. Ready? Basai. Basai chumbi. Go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Good. And that's the first two parts of Basai. Like I said, if you need to go back and learn them, go look at Mondays and Tuesdays video. If you're ready to move on a little bit faster with a lot of explanation, version number 1 today, a little bit faster for number 2. And by next week, all right, by the beginning of next week, when I start teaching the next part of the form, I hope that you've had an opportunity and can get through that much of the form by using version number 3. Because if you can't, it's going to make it really hard to dump more techniques on top of something that you're already confused about a little bit. So work really hard, practice that a lot. We can work on it also in the private lessons and make sure that you're setting those up. And I look forward to helping you later. All right, so good luck with practicing that. All right, today's challenge is I want you to do what's called a wall sit. A wall sit is where you use a wall to sit down. I'm going to move backward and show you against my wall. Make sure you find a wall that's safe for you to use. Make sure your parents are okay with you touching it, leaning against it, pushing it. You might have to go outside. You could even use a tree or something outside. But what I want you to do is I want you to put your back up against the wall. I want you to put your feet kind of far apart and far away from the thing and the wall, and then I want you to bend your knees. Now, you're two rules. You're not allowed to touch your knees or your legs at all. Your hands have to be up or wherever you want them, right? As long as they're not touching your legs, and that has to be straight across. If you need to put a book down on your leg to make sure that you're down low enough, that's fine. I just know some people will start to get tired, and this doesn't count. Right, your rear end needs to be as low or beneath your knees, and you're going to stay for this as long as possible. I want to know how many seconds you can stay before it's too much and you have to give up. All right. Good luck.